What's up, beautiful people? This is your October monthly energy report, and wow, do we have a month? I mean, let's face it. 2021 so far has been transformational. All right, I'm gonna try to stay neutral here with the highs and lows, but this year, since 2020, since all this thing started, there's been massive amounts of change and transformation, and we're experiencing layer upon layer upon layer of change and growth and unexpected things happening. This year, the big thing has been the Uranus Saturn square, because at the very core of everything that we're all going through right now, the fundamental thing that we're trying to do is find the balance, that sweet spot between control and safety and growth and evolution. And that's really hitting the spotlight right now. We can see it everywhere in the world, right? October is going to be a month of, I'd say, a massive flush or push into the Uranian direction, if you will. Because essentially, Saturn represents the structure of the old, the past, the things that have worked before, right? Saturn is about the control, about keeping everything organized, structured. Uranus is like, fuck that, let's go switch it up, let's go change it around, let's go make it unorthodox. I don't want to do the normal, I don't like normal, right? We're being yanked in the I don't like normal direction, and we're really being yanked this month because we have, let's see, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and Mercury all moving direct this month. Now, with that being said, we start the month off with 6 planets retrograde. I mean, in the last 2 years, we've been seeing a lot of really unique astrological aspects of transits, but it's definitely kicked it up a notch with this. And 6 is a lot at one time. So with all this internal digging, we keep just going deeper and deeper. Now I'm going to add a layer to this, right? Where it's because of all the things going on in the world and the vibration of literally the human's resonance, like the vibration of humanity is shifting and raising and climbing. Everything is magnified. So literally, when we talk about these aspects in astrology, you can feel it in your life. I mean, it's so obvious, it's so apparent now. You cannot, if there's a tendency of an energy to go in a certain direction, you cannot deny that, you're experiencing this in some way. And I'm going to show you how to understand that. So basically this month, all right, we've been in retrograde season. We're in eclipse season too. We're coming to the end of the eclipse season. It doesn't really, it's fully over at the end of November into December. All right, I'll make a separate video on that. But we're getting to the 3/4 area, right? We're almost done with this part. Hallelujah, right? You say, well. I remember many years like, man, when is this chapter going to be over? When can we just get to the next one, right? I want to learn this lesson and move on to the, just get me out of this place that I'm in. Well, I learned over time that was known as destination preoccupation. And because essentially, if you're trying to just bypass it and get past it or get through it, and you're not sitting into it and going with it and accepting it and allowing it, that is what allows it to pass through fastest. That is true surrender. When you're like, for me, for years, I was like, I'll do whatever it takes just to get this out of me. Just get out of me. Go, 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 go. Right? Whether I physically felt gross or whether I spiritually, because I do a lot of energy work or emotionally, with so much stuff going on in the world, and children and relationship breakups and makeups and all that kind of stuff. we all go through it. We're all right now, okay, everyone that's watching this is in the middle of a bunch of some kind of crazy shit, right? Because, I mean, everybody's lives have gotten turned upside down from the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, aka the coronavirus, the pandemic, or whatever the hell you want to call it. So it's having us face ourselves, and it's having us go in that direction. And now we have to really, really learn to master it, because at this point, it's like, look, it's here, it's not going anywhere, it needs to move through, it's got to go. So if you're going to resist it, or if you're going to try to figure it out, or if you're just, going to be stubborn, don't fight anything that's going on right now. Okay? You're just going to hurt yourself. That so here we are. We ended September with Mars opposed to Chiron. Now, and Mars and the Sun are kind of like, doing this dance where they're hanging around each other for like a month. Okay, so this is significant. I was actually born with the Sun conjunct Mars as well. So I'm very familiar with this kind of energy, because it makes us like, it's almost like, that story with the frogs that you put them in boiling water and they jump out, but put in water and then like slowly boil, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's like the hot plate just got way hotter, right? It's like, oh, fuck. Okay, now what? I got to make something happen. I got to go. I got to fix this. I got to deal with that. I can't take this anymore. It's just injection of this energy. Now, it's going to be making some significant aspects. And this is why we're talking about this. All right. So with Mars opposing Chiron, and Mars is in its detriment, right? It's in Libra. It doesn't like to be in Libra, because then it overgives, it overshares, it overdoes everything. And Chiron is in Mars's home sign of Aries. So Mars is already down for the count. That's our masculinity. That's our attentiveness, assertiveness, structure, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, right? So it's our decision-making process. It's our, tasks and, left brain kind of stuff, right? It's our taking action, moving into something. It's having the energy and the courage to speak up about something. So that's going to get hit right in the face with the Chiron opposition. Basically, that means that our reality, people around us, are going to trigger that debilitated Mars energy. And if we shut down, become passive aggressive, and it's gonna drive us batshit crazy. So I highly recommend you do not play passive aggressive right about now. With everything else going on, there's going to be a lot of the really uncomfortable stuff that you just don't want to talk about. You're gonna have to talk about it. It's just what's going to happen. It's what's going on, right? So accept this. Once you accept this, you allow yourself to step into it, and all right, let go of expectations, because that this is a control dynamic, right? We have to let go of these control dynamics, have faith and trust in the universe, and allow things to rise into place, or to settle where they're going to settle. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to control it. Okay, this is the womb that is bringing up in us. It's the control of, who am I? This is who I am supposed to be, right? You don't need to be this person that you're telling yourself that you need to be. It's a story. All right. And the story is being rewritten right now with everything going on. And as we rise into this new vibration, we're literally erasing this old story and we're starting a brand new story. But this new story We don't know the whole story. We're making it as we go, right? So we're kind of like, making a movie. Like, you have to believe, have faith in your mind that this is all going to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen. You just know that what feels right is going to bring you in that right direction. And that requires faith, because if your fear is running you, then those voices in your head, like, you see that, but yeah, that's crazy. That's never going to happen. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough resources. I can't get out there and do that. I can't, I won't, I don't, blah, 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 blah. They're all fucking excuses. Sit. They're all excuses. And I know this from personal experience. All right. So stay true to the vision that you have in your mind. Believe in yourself, that you can create the life and the world, the energy that you want to be. Okay? I promise you, it's all in your head. Whatever you believe, you will achieve. So if you believe that you don't have enough resources, if you believe that you don't have enough money, if you believe that you're not tall enough, or if you believe whatever story that they're trying to tell you, then you're going to be right. You stick to your heart, because the heart is not logical. It doesn't make any sense. So you step into your heart, and that essentially is stepping into the Uranian energy, because Uranian energy is stuff we don't understand. It doesn't make sense. It's unorthodox. It just kind of comes and goes as it pleases. That the heart is so much more powerful than our mind could possibly comprehend. That's why we're scared of it, because it carries us beyond the borders of our mental comprehension. But when you trust, the more trust you have that there is a thing out there that has your best interest at heart, and it is guiding you, move through it. Every time you move through it, you gain a little bit more trust, and you have a little bit more fun. And as you do that, you can relax and release along the way, because you don't need to give a shit about anything, because really, what is there other than now? Think about this, right? Right now, you're walking down the street, boom, your best friend drops dead out of nowhere. Holy shit, what are you gonna do? Best friend drops dead, you go pick him up and try to hold him, but your mind can't understand how this just happened, right? This is a pretty, all the way example, but in many ways, things like this happen to us all the time. And then we get attached to trying to understand it. Why did this happen? I could have done better. We feel ashamed, or we feel like we did something wrong, or brings up all these things about our self-worth and blah, 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 all these stories from all these generations before us. These people that just didn't understand, right? You gotta sit with that. You gotta accept it. You gotta let it be okay. You gotta let it all be okay. Because really, you have control over all of this. And as all these planets go direct, this is the truth that you're going to find, you're going to start telling yourself. You're just going to have to be really, 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 really fucking real with yourself, man. Okay? Now, October 7th, we have Pluto going direct. On October 6th, we have a new moon at 13 degrees of Libra, which is conjunct Mars, and Mercury retrograde is pretty damn close too. So whenever we have a new moon with Mars and that Mercury retrograde, that 6-planet retrograde, really, energy floating around it, that's a lot of frustration. It's almost like you got a whole big group of people coming at you, and you're trying to designate, okay, you go here, you go there, and there's too many yelling and screaming, and there's so much stuff going on. You may feel like that inside, like too many things coming at you, everything's going wrong, or things are coming back that was supposed to be right, you can get messed up, or you haven't talked to this person in months and they're hitting you up, blah, you don't know how you feel about it, you're trying to process all these feelings and go through all this past stuff, and oh my God, like this is going to be a pretty intense Mercury retrograde. And that new moon in Libra, everything's happening in Libra right now, baby. It's all, it's all right there. So that's gonna make it pretty intense. Not to mention, it's pretty close to being exactly opposed to Chiron. A lot of Chiron this month, and Mars is going to be opposing Chiron here coming up pretty soon too. So, I mean, this is about vulnerability. This is about surrender. This is about just listening. I mean, the voice is going to be so loud that you're not going to be able to say no to it. It's like if something feels off, and you try to, but you still try to go into it, it's going to be like, like something's holding you back. I can't walk forward. Right. All right. So don't fight it. Just let it all flow. When I flow, the energy physically, emotionally, mentally, etherically, whatever dimension you want to be in or go in. This is multi-dimensional shit. Okay. Not to mention, all right, and we're going to see big developments on the world stage here too. All right. The shenanigans has gotten so ridiculous at this point. I mean, wow. You can see the shit like 5 steps ahead. I'm really like, it's going to get to a point where it's going to, hit the trampoline, but then we're going to come up from the trampoline and it's going to be okay. May take a while. That it's like super slow mo, especially with the United States Pluto return coming up. So it's not saying we're in for a bumpy ride at all. I'm just saying that there's going to be very strong, prominent behavior patterns happening, and we have to be in our heart and not in our head predominantly. Okay, we have to make sure that we're listening to our heart. Where that heart tells us, we trust it, we honor it, and we continue to grow in the faith that we have in the universe, in God, and whatever it is that you choose to believe in. I believe they are all just different perspectives of the same exact thing. All right. October 30th, we have Mars going into Scorpio. That's going to be nice because Mars doesn't like being in Libra. So, while all this deep, massive transformation is happening and all this surprise stuff is coming at us to clear out, to get ready to end this nodal cycle, immutable energy going to fixed energy. I mean, this October is like, 3/4 away. Then, but in the middle of December is where it's going to be like, okay, finally, all that shit is out and gone, and we're onto the next step, right? At that point, the energy is going to be more solid, more solidified, more fixed, because the nerd's going into Scorpio and Taurus. All right. I think that fixed energy coming up really next year is going to help us really ground out all the work that we're doing now. So right now we kind of feel like we have this earthquake going on under our feet because there's still so much change. There's the most intense part of the change of this last 18 months is happening right now because we're at the last degrees of the nodal shift. Okay, so I think we're actually literally at we're at 3 degrees as of October 1st. And, throughout the month, we go all the way down to 1 degree. All right. So we're literally right in the last, 3 degrees. That's when it's going to get all the rest of the stuff out. It's going to move. And it's going to get faster because look, humanity needs us. The world is, of course, waking up, but we're doing a lot of work for a lot of people, and we need to continue to do the work and be, you know, I have met so many people that are healers and working with medicines, and, you know, even like nurses and like coaches that are, you know, taking their Western medical practices and putting an alternative twist to it and doing all this cool biohacking stuff and all this really amazing new technology coming out. It's fascinating, man. And I'm definitely right at the forefront of all that too. And I'm excited to start showing you guys when I get everything, you know, a little more organized on my space. You know, I'm in this, I'm right in this with you, right? So there's a lot of shifting and changing going on. All right, just gotta, it's I was gonna use an example, like, you know, for like when you do anal, right? You know, you need to relax. You need to relax into it, you know, lube it up, you know, make it feel safe before you go, you know, plowing in there. So, you know, you gotta relax. Let the universe shove it in your ass. I'm kidding. Not kidding, but kidding. But you know what I mean, right? Okay, good. So, and then we also have a full moon on October 20th at 27 degrees Aries. Now, that one's going to be interesting because I believe there's a yod during that full moon. And, well, for me personally, that's 4 degrees away from my ascendant. So that's like a real new beginning. So all you Aries ascendants out there, especially 27 degrees, it's right before the anorectic area. So this is going to be a very powerful full moon as well, and I'll do a separate video on that. It's very, very exciting. And then of course on October 23rd we have the sun going into Scorpio. So all you sexy ass Scorpios out there, happy birthday, because you know, my Venus is a Scorpio, so I find Scorpios very sexy, very sexy. All right, so we have a couple air trines going on too throughout the month. Even right on October 1st, we have the sun and Mars, which is basically hanging out like most of the month for the most part. It's trine over Saturn. Now that is a beautiful, beautiful, like and then it's trine over to the North Node. So, I mean, this is like good karma, baby. Like good karma's coming to you. Good things are happening, but you gotta face that fear. Like there's like this big demon right in front of, like, you know, this, you know, everything that you've ever wanted to see and experience and feel all at the same time right behind it. But like the little, you know, actually the big demon, it isn't even real. It's just a figment of our imagination, right? Fear, you know, it's false. It's not real. It's a story that we've created. So the more we master our mind and/or, you know, clear our mind, meditate, and, you know, do the things to be able to take control of our thoughts and take control of our minds and stay present, use our breath to stay present and be in our hearts, man, that's literally going to be your most powerful weapon that you can use. I mean, it always is, but especially this month. So happy birthday to all you Libras out there and all my sexy Scorpios. And I will be actually, one more thing. We got 3 pretty significant yods going on this month too. All right, yod, as you know, is the finger of God. These are very fated energies, fated events. So with 3 yods going on, with all this other stuff going on, you can bet your ass there's going to be some big, huge developments in the world, on the world stage, that's going to shock the hell out of everyone, pretty much. I mean, it's, at this point, like, not a lot is shocking. So I think the big next step, shocking thing, is going to be coming this month. I do believe that. Yeah, on October 10th, with Uranus conjunct Black Moon Lilith, then Mercury to the moon. And Mercury will be retrograde at that time. When Uranus is involved, you never know. But because it is in Taurus and conjunct Black Moon Lilith, I'm going to say it's probably going to feel it in the body. So just, take that. Just be prepared for some intense energies around the 10th and the 27th and the 31st, actually, too. We have with the moon and can't read my handwriting. Venus sextile. Yeah, so Venus sextile Neptune. So that one's going to be emotional. Going to hit us in our heart space and make us triple think shit. Our emotions. Yay. And then we are with the Sun, Black Moon Lilith, and Chiron. Oh boy. And the Sun is going to be opposed Uranus at the same time. Just be prepared for a lot of transformation. With the Sun opposed Uranus. So October 31st, the Sun is in its opposition Uranus. The Sun opposed Uranus is like, this can be like you could win the lottery or you could become homeless. Like it can go anyway, either way. It's some big, huge, crazy, dramatic shift in life. And being in conjunct to Black Moon Lilith and Black Moon Lilith sextile Chiron, be bringing up some deep, deep wounds, man. Because the Sun is the learning point. So that is the spirit, that is the heart. So yeah, it's going to be a big month. There's going to be a lot of intense energies floating around. So life can change quite a bit, or you can get news that life is going to change quite a bit, or you can some life-changing event. There's a high probability of life-changing events happening this month to pretty much everybody. Okay, so that usually means that something in the world big is going to happen. So we'll just have to watch and remember, just stay in your heart. Don't feed the fear. Okay. The biggest thing we can do is just staying in creative mode, not competition mode, creative mode. Stay in love. All right. Have compassion. Like, don't feed into these dualistic nature type principles. Okay. That's what keeps everything stuck and divided. Even though they're opposition, when you sit in love, you just attract, you become, and the more people with pure love in our heart come together, we become like a bigger and bigger magnet, right? So we have to keep flexing that love muscle. that sounded bad, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? The love muscle is the heart, really, okay? Keep flexing that heart and, just keep attracting higher and higher vibration. And as it comes in, things just start to happen and things will just start to flow in ways that make no sense, but hey, just go with it. Because you know what? When you're present and you're here now, you realize that half the shit you worry about, you don't have to worry about. It's ridiculous. Like, we waste so much time in our heads making up stories and doing all these things. Just no, stop. Enough. Be done with that shit. All right. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked this video, please let me know. Throw it in the comment section below. Go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com, if you would like to get notifications about ceremonies that I'm going to be facilitating, planning. Okay. I do many different kinds of ceremonies. You can also visit combohealingme.com. That is my friend Bryce. Him and I are working together doing ceremonies. So let me know if you're interested, and I will see y'all on the next video. Namaste. Out.